That doesn't look normal at all. That's not good. It's all wet here. All wet there, and it's leaking down there. The manual air relief on my Hayward Pro-Grid DE filter is leaking. It developed a pinhole leak over here. I tried putting some epoxy on it, but that didn't work, as you can tell, despite my gluing it several times. So I had to get a replacement. First step, shut off your pump. Now, before you go ahead and do anything else here, it's probably a good idea to backwash the filter. The reason I'm telling you that is you're going to have to remove your manual air relief valve right here, or whatever style you have, and in doing so you're going to allow a lot of air into the filter. I'm also going to remove the bung at the bottom right there and let it drain everything out. Just that way we're sure there's absolutely no pressure. Even with that open, it would be no pressure, but just to make doubly sure. So it's a good idea to backwash it and replenish the DE afterwards. Here is the replacement. They've changed the style since mine was new. This is what you get. They've changed the style completely to some sort of like almost like a ball valve, and the water comes out over there, and the gauge as well. It's not tightened in there yet, and you can turn that to your approximate range of where you like it to be. Has an O-ring on it and another in the box. Okay, we're about ready to go here. Pardon the noise. It's a hot day, so it is what it is. First step is to remove the two top pieces here. So that would be your manual air relief valve. Another good reason to replace this. These old ones get real tight in there. This one is no exception. There we go, it's coming out. Take that out, and your pressure gauge as well. Then you just unscrew. You can always use a wrench on the back if you need to do that. Take that out also. Put those aside. Okay, now remove the bung at the bottom. You can use a regular flat blade screwdriver like this if you need a little leverage, just to get it started. And the rest just unscrews by hand. Let that whole drain out. Now, a handy tool to have is called a strap wrench like this. This one has been around probably since the 1980s. I don't own this, I borrowed this, so if you can borrow one, that'll be handy. Otherwise, you can use a big pair of pliers that you may already have for your pool. You'll notice on the left side there's a flat, and on the right side as well. So hopefully we won't have to resort to that, but it doesn't really matter if we break it anyways. A warning, before I get started, I don't know what I'm doing. I have never done this before. In the words of YouTube user UXW Bill, I'm a bad example operating on a closed course. We're going to try to put the strap wrench just around the round part over here and turn it. Okay. You'll notice the top of your filter is marked lock, and there's an arrow going left and right, and unlock. So you're going to want to turn the top part to the unlock position. You'll notice that I've done that, and the line here is lined up with the notch for unlock. Now it's a matter of pulling it out. Just rock it side to side and keep monkeying with it until you get it pulled out. That's all it takes. And there we are. Remember how I said it's a good idea to backwash beforehand? See all this junk in here? Well, it's probably a good idea to get the hose and spray that all out. That's old DE and stuff that didn't drain out during a backwash, and that's why we removed the bung down there. So just get the hose and spray it out good. Whatever you spray in here is going to end up coming out at the bottom there. And you can see there's some really murky stuff coming out. Not very happy looking at all. Now another thing you can do is run the pump for a moment to flush out all the stuff at the bottom. Just in normal mode, normal filtration, you'll notice the top is missing. This will not gain any pressure or do anything, but we should get a lot of stuff coming out the bottom. There's nothing really to see inside while it's on, in case you were interested. We'll let that finish draining out and install the new one. Okay, first remove the old O-ring at the top, because you may as well replace it. If yours isn't loose like mine is, you can just pry it out with a screwdriver and make sure everything is clean up here. Mine is. So that's all good. We'll set this one aside. And now here I have the new O-ring. Very important that you install that. If you don't, it may leak, and that wouldn't be good. I also have some pool and spa lube here. This is just what I have on hand. So we're gonna grease that up nicely, if you will, and lay it down in there. What I'm gonna do is just put a little bit in the channel here. Running a little low on this. And also sauce up the O-ring while you're at it. So you can just smear that on there. And that's good. That sits right down in that channel into place just like that. Remove the gauge from the new assembly. It's just on mine was just screwed in, you know, finger tight, not even. And you're going to install that after you install this. This also has an O-ring on it. You want to lubricate that as well with your lube stuff. So we'll go ahead and put some of that on there. All around like that. See the notch here? That is going to line up with the unlock notch on your filter. And then you will turn it to the lock position. Okay, now to reinstall, like I said, line up the notch with the unlock position. Now you're going to be turning this clockwise or in the direction of the arrow toward lock. So when you're done, this is going to end up over this way, and that way the gauge will be pointing out, that way I can see it. So we'll just line up the marks and push it right down. Just wiggle it until it seats. And now turn it to the lock position. You shouldn't really need to use a strap wrench for that. That's it. It sort of locks into place. You'll feel it as soon as you get to the lock position. Now it's installed. Now it's time to install the gauge. This gauge has come pre-Tefloned from the factory. You can add your own if you'd like, but I'm not going to bother. Screw it in and make sure not to cross-thread it. Now you don't want to over-tighten this. You may need to put a wrench on the back side, and it looks like I may need to do that. We don't happen to have an open-end wrench that would fit that right here with me, so I'm going to use the strap wrench that was handy that we used before. You know, you can make do with what you have. Once I have that, I'm going to rotate it around just so it's nice and straight. Now if that ends up leaking, you can always tighten it further. But we're going to go ahead and install the bung down at the bottom of the filter. We're ready to turn the pump on. Now, this is the manual air release over here. This is the new style, and it turns like that. This is the closed position. It's marked right over here, open and close. I'm going to put it in the open position, and we're going to turn it on and check for leaks. This thing you can set, it's set 10 psi apart to where your pump normally, or where your pool normally sits, and mine is normally between 20 and 30. And that's it, we're ready to go. Multi-port valve is infiltration. Pump and catch prime in a moment. Air is coming out. And we're going to wait till water shoots out of that. Close it, and that's it. Okay, that is settled right around 20 or so on this gauge. The old one tended to read a little bit higher, but remember I did flush out a lot of crap that was in there, so maybe that actually did the trick and it's a couple of psi lower. So, as long as you have no leaks, that should be it. And here it looks pretty good. I do not see any leaks here. This is just wet from the old one and will dry in time. So that's it. Installed. You can see it's now at the lock position right there. And we're in. No more leaks. Beautiful. Just make sure that you go and replenish your DE if that's the type of filter that you have, and you're all set. So if this video helped you out, please consider clicking the like and subscribe buttons. That lets me know I did a good job making this video, and I can continue to provide them for you. Have a great day.